believe that! I can't believe that!
This is gonna be fucking awesome.
Tell him, Steve Dave.
What has been the most hot button? Well, I don't know. I haven't really kept up on news, but last week I saw something that was pretty hot button. The Time magazine cover.
Oh, little kids sucking tits?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Did you see that?
No.
Did you see that, Ming?
And they're not even that little.
I did.
Hold on a second.
It's not little kids. It's like a 10-year-old.
I did, yeah.
Like standing on a little stool with a fucking
mother.
boob in his mouth.
Breastfeeding?
Where have you been, dude?
Right, Time magazine psycho tit kid.
Why are you asking me where have I been?
It's the whole world. It blew up.
When you turn your computer on, do you have a homepage that tells you the news?
Whoa.
I don't know, does fucking True TV's fucking...
Yeah. Forget it. I don't want to ever, until it airs, talk about Impractical News or True TV on the show again. Okay.
What do you think about that, Q?
Well, I've seen this. I think I might have told this story on here before, where when I worked in an amusement park as a
My mom used to come by lunchtime and I'd suck her tits.
and,
Same joke you told the last
Did I really?
yeah.
For those of you just joining us, don't worry about that.
I mean, a kid fell out of the ride and he was all upset, and his mother comforted him. And he was older than this kid by letting her breastfeed. And she said, I know this is weird, but it calms him down. And we were all like, and I was like 15, 16, so I was like half.
And how old is he?
The kid was like, I'm telling you, 10, 11, something like that.
This calms him, but it calms me down too, but I think it'll whip your tit out for me.
Well,
What do you think about this, though? This being on the stands in supermarkets where people have to be subjected to this as they walk up to the counter and see this shit.
Well, subjected to what about it are you saying is offensive?
What isn't offensive?
I'm
about
not.
it?
I'm not saying nothing is. I'm asking you what you think is offensive about it.
Okay, first off,
Oh, look at that lady fucking
you don't
double
think-
tapping.
But that does not have anything to do with it, does it?
That was in the article.
Oh, I didn't
Oh,
see
that was
the
in the
article.
article.
I judged everything on the cover of the
Yeah, I gotta
magazine.
judge the cover because the cover is very. I think is
Mom's hot.
Titillating?
yes. First off,
The mom's a very
Titillating? Is no one going to acknowledge
you
my
would never
pun?
Put on a hag
Thank
with,
you, Ming,
with,
thank you.
with breasts down to her navel.
Right.
Right. You're
That's
gonna also. You're gonna definitely put on some super skinny model.
Right.
And then,
Oh, you don't even think that's his mom?
Oh, no. She's 26.
No,
that's a
his
3-year-old
mom.
son.
But you're gonna choose. You're not gonna put basically what you would see.
Like someone I want to knock that kid out of the way and grab
Like the girl, like the
suckle.
woman at the amusement park. You didn't want to see it, did you?
No.
Not at all. And that's 99% of what you'll see in public when someone sees breastfeeding. But
Right.
this
You're saying most moms are hags. I got it.
And
then
this-
this.
is
So isn't Time magazine
play.
doing us a favor then?
no, but
By
no.
not showing us
And
some
plus,
ugly
it's- Look at
skank.
the creepy boy looking at the camera.
Well, that is a
Look at him
boy.
looking at the camera like you're watching me.
Suck my mom.
I know you're getting aroused.
I'm
by
feeding.
this.
I don't know if that's what he's thinking. That he's looking at.
No, the photographer's.
Oh,
thinking
okay,
that.
okay.
The photographer's like, look at me, Billy. Look at me. Give me the
Yeah.
look. There's not.
Give me the look.
Yeah.
And there's not thought process into this to be like, we can't have a daughter. It has to be a son. This is definitely some sort of fucking incestuous.
You think it's promoting incest, huh?
Well, there's a
I gotta say, I hadn't thought of that.
It's
But,
definitely, look at the weirdness of that kid looking at that camera. Looking at him, looking at the audience. And look at her looking at the audience.
Yeah, I mean, it
Watch us.
hadn't occurred to me though, like female versus male. That's a good point, man.
Do you think
What's up
about
with
anything?
Huh? Dude, I got no fucking blood left in me.
I'm not saying you, but does
Who are you?
About anything? Do you think?
are you?
Or do you think people just look at that and they're just like drones and just like?
Oh no, you'll see.
tits.
Go to
Or either A, I love it, or B, I hate it, or C, I don't want my family to see it. But nobody actually looks into it, I don't think, and looks at it for what it really is.
Well, what you're doing is sexualizing breastfeeding. Yeah?
Yeah. Because
Right.
you wouldn't put that on the cover. There's no Time wants.
if
that-
it was an infant though, like an infant, are you mad?
well, there wouldn't be a story then.
Well, let's
What's the
say it's
story here?
breastfeeding in public.
12-year-old kids now should be able to suck on their mom's tits without no fear of
Reprisal?
Yeah.
That's not going to happen. Don't worry, because later on somebody's going to be like, "You were that tit sucking fucking mommy's boy on Time magazine.
How
You're
much-
dead."
How much is this kid going to pay for this picture?
Well, that kid's going to be homeschooled, first of all. Then he's going into witness identity, the witness protection program, because, yeah, that's way too fucked up.
Are you mom enough to do this? What does that really mean? Are you what you're saying that your mom is not? You're not a real mom unless you let your kids.
If you cut it off at a normal fucking time, like
Wow, that kid's really latched on there.
Now I can't remember. You were breastfed, right? When'd your mom cut you off? You all probably don't know. When she cut the younger boys off, you would know that, though. And now, was it uncomfortable when your mom would be like, "Oh, time to feed the kids," and you're in the room, or would she go in another room?
No, she would. It was not like hidden. It was like she would take like a diaper cloth and like put it over her boob. But I would be lying to say sometimes I wasn't like, oh, But I was like 10 at the time, 11. Yeah, there it is.
I'd be lying if I didn't say, oh.
I've stumbled onto something that.
And you almost have two brothers that are almost twins. They're so closely in age. They're only a year apart, right?
Yeah.
Irish twins.
And so she would have to now.
She was like that lady double tapping over there. Yeah, they're fighting and shit over it.
Why on earth is it so hard for people who breastfeed just have a bottle ready to go with breast milk?
I don't know.
Well, what are you saying? Are you saying that all breastfeeding should be abolished?
It should definitely be a private thing. It should never be done in public. It should never be on a cover. But I mean,
that is the purpose of breasts, though, isn't it? Like.
Yeah,
says you.
Yeah, right.
When did you go gay?
Exactly, right.
So somehow I'm a fag.
You new age homo.
If that's the purpose of breast, it wouldn't be on Time magazine right now.
Right.
Well, it's provocative. What about you, Ming?
What about
I'm going to take a guess.
They should put a black bar across that kid's eyes.
Take a
guess.
Okay, you take that guess.
You were not breastfed.
I'm pretty sure I was.
Really?
Yeah. Why are you guessing that I wasn't?
Because if you had that kind of attention as a young kid, I would have imagined you wouldn't need it so much now at this.
Yeah, and you would be able to attach to other people and bond in some sort of meaningful way.
Well, there. So it's a good thing.
What's a good thing?
Breastfeeding. So it's a good thing.
How
Gives
is it
kids attention so that they don't crave it.
Debbie Chen did it, huh?
Yeah, she did. Both
Is
kids were
she's still
breastfed.
doing it?
No, stop when they're about 3.
Did she ever do it in public?
3 years old? So Debbie Chen's one of these types. 3 years old.
This kid's not 3 years
Allegedly,
old.
he's 3. Allegedly, he's 3.
No
Yeah.
way. That
Yeah.
kid's tall.
They allege that he's
3.
3. Well, you know, he's breastfed, man. He's growing.
Fuck, dude, I didn't know Debbie Chen was up to that. I would have come over a lot more.
So did she do it in public? Like, let's say you're out at the mall. Does she you know what? She's in the food court.
Ming, I'm tapped out. Get Harrison a soda.
No, does she just want to do it where everybody could just?
No,
watch?
I think she took.
She looks a little bit too classy for that.
I think she was self-conscious, so she took great pains to do it. You know, either in the car if she had to.
Where you should be doing it.
It's in the summer, 95 degrees.
Sure. I mean, if you,
Yeah.
You're my lady. I want nobody seeing this.
She should, not what you want. It should be just on her end. I mean, who wants to be in public and be gawked at?
But what's
like
wrong
that?
though if you have some people have they're able to cover it up with a cloth and the kid's head under there, you know what's going on, but you don't really see anything. Nothing wrong with that.
Is there really a need for it in this day and age?
Breastfeeding?
Yes.
Oh,
there is.
absolutely.
Why?
I think there is.
I think the Similac now is probably more healthy than what
I don't think
what
so.
women are producing now.
They say
This milk colostrum contains antibodies that they pass to the child.
that they can't reproduce.
It gives passive immunity if the mother's been immunized against certain things.
You know how many? This I was just talking about my wife recently. You know how many days my oldest daughter has been sick in her entire life?
Less than me,
5.
I'm gonna guess.
She looks like the Uber.
She's like a Nazi super kid.
She has been
Lebenstraum.
sick. We were just talking about it. Like, I'm knocking on wood. Where's some wood, Ming?
I think there's some fake wood
Not below your bill.
underneath this. There you go.
She has been sick.
Looking
She's
at that
13
magazine cover.
years old now. Mm-hmm. She has missed 2 days of school her entire life from being actually quote unquote sick. She's thrown up once her entire life.
And you attribute that to Similac.
I attribute that's an example of someone who this. There's no need for anyone. Yes, the human body was made so you could have milk like this just to feed. But now in a day and age when you don't need to do it anymore, you don't need to do it no more.
But it's also a bonding thing, right? For kids?
Yes.
Are you close with your mom?
I don't know who she is.
Not as close as most people, I don't think.
I didn't have that. I think I'm real close with my mom. I didn't have that kind of.
That's more of a mental thing.
I did have that. My mother's mummified in the basement.
Q, what about you?
I wasn't breastfed. And I'm glad I wasn't breastfed because I think now I feel weird.
right at this moment.
I feel very judged and uncomfortable.
Well, look at you. It didn't help you. You're not healthy.
I mean, I don't think what she's saying is like it then provides you with an armor for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
But like,
I should have right. She gave up too early. I'd have good knees and a good fucking esophagus.
But I'm just saying, though, like you say, well, it passes on certain things. But our country, just talking about America, is a country of unhealthy people. Put chemicals in our body that we never should put in our body, and we're passing them on to our kids, right? Similac, I think, is healthier for the kids now. Mentally, it's healthier for...
But okay, then take that, and sorry, Ming, I know we fucking hit China last week, but like, remember that Chinese baby formula that was killing kids all the time because they put like fucking drywall into it? Like, all kinds of weird shit.
Yeah, look at China, though.
Every time we look at China, we're like, oh, let's look away again.
Even that Similac shit's all chemicals and shit, too.
You don't think it's healthier than...
No, I don't think so.
I dragged in a couple moms off the street today.
Okay.
Guarantee you won't want any of their milk in your kid's mouth. I guarantee it. I guarantee it, man. It's just disease-ridden.
All right. What about the cost factor? Baby formula is expensive.
He's trying to shut us down.
It's very expensive.
You could put a cost on your kid's health?
That's true. With Walt, you're like cutting fucking corners. I'm surprised you weren't like, you're breastfeeding medicine like shit's expensive.
It is expensive. It's not cheap.
I know how expensive it is.
Okay.
But dude, that's what you call it. When you become a family, that's what you got to do. You got to get a budget together. And how can you put a price on your kid's health?
Teach them all.
A lot of Similac is cow milk.
That's not good for them, right? Bovine steroids and all that shit.
Yeah.
There you go.
I think we're getting away from the main issue, which is pretty weird that the cover is like... I didn't see it as sexual. I saw it as weird, though. I agree with you. That kid looking at the camera was very strange.
You don't think Time wanted that to be some sort of provocative...
I think they are like
because
there's a boob out.
Mom who ranges from an 8 to a 10.
She's a MILF for sure.
Right.
You're talking about. I mean, every time I've seen someone breastfeed in public,
you're like, you're not sure. It may be a cow, an actual cow.
I'm like, which end am I looking at here? It's gross.
I seem to remember seeing you in the mall as a child, a young Walt Flanagan judging me.
I'm not talking about it as a child. I'm talking about it as an adult too.
Did you ever see it as a kid and you were like, "What's going on here?"
Yeah, I remember. I was as a young kid. I remember. This may be Now that I think, I never thought about this. This may be where my reactionary comes from. I'm at a family function that's far up north,
right?
And it's a birthday party for somebody. I'm young. There's a lady there. Again, you don't know which end is up. She's that fat. She's that gross. And her kid comes over to her, and she's got a white T-shirt on. And her kid starts like pawing at her, and I don't know what's going on. I'm sitting on my mom's lap.
Mama, what's that boy doing?
And the lady pulls down and whips out her teeth. And this kid starts going to town on it. And my mom reacted like, why don't you go do that in the bedroom? She made a kind of a stink about it.
This is a long-standing Flanagan fucking tradition.
Passed down from generation.
We can't even tell which end is up, bitch. Get in the bedroom. Well, it's like, yeah.
And the lady kind of got miffed at my mom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and she didn't go in the bedroom. She continued to do it right there, and we went and left the room.
See, on a personal level, like I'm in the mall and I see somebody breastfeeding, I'm completely neutral about it, unless she's super hot, and then I will try to look.
It is sexual then.
Well, the breastfeeder.
No, not the kid. Yeah, I'm not like lactate, bitch, lactate.
But you're looking at it and you're like. You're judging up. You could tell within 2 seconds if you want to look longer or turn away.
Or if I can't tell which end is up.
Will that kid move his head enough so I can actually see a nip?
Little areola, just a little bit.
Just a little. I know. I don't have much going for me. Can I?
Right. Like I walked through the mall once, I'm about to fucking collapse. And you remember your mom being like, "Hey, skedaddle, huh?"
Yeah. And I say that this Time magazine is sagging in sales. And it's like we need something to get us on the news magazine programs because that's where
remind people that Time's out there.
Exactly, and so they choose a provocative and I think just outright bizarre photo.
Because you know what, you could have done that same basic story with like, "Are you mom enough?" and then Alicia Silverstone, where she pre-chews her kid's food and spits it into the kid's mouth like a fucking bird.
All right.
Did you read that?
I didn't hear that.
That's bizarre.
Yeah.
Other animals do it. Birds do it.
Birds do it, but birds. That's how birds.
And the kid
birds
is
evolved to do that.
You should put it in a blender.
It's fucking difference. Yeah, it's like
Don't chew it. But there is no need if you want to give your boy or a girl who's old enough, who should be weaned off this stuff. If you're like, you know what, I still want him to have mother's milk, then pump it out.
Yeah,
pump it out.
Put it in a fucking sport bottle. They can bring it to the mall, chill it on the way, whatever.
Don't sit there and think it's normal to have a 10-year-old hanging off your chest.
She looks pretty proud of the fact.
Oh, well, they don't get their picture taken unless
look how much you probably got paid for that photo.
And hopefully she'll do Playboy next without the kid.
That's like, don't you think that's sort of like new agey type stuff? Definitely the fucking chewing of the food's gotta be.
Well, now
what's wrong with baby food? Why do you gotta like chew it out? Like, don't you have like germs and shit that the kid can't handle? Wouldn't you think?
They're saying you could pass dental disease.
Those germs aren't being passed through your breast milk?
They could do dental disease and.
I don't think you should feed your kid at all at this point. He's on his fucking own.
What do you think though? You're not upset by that play?
That play?
It's the lowest common denominator.
This fucking liberal cocksucker over here not caring about anything.
I got so many fucking issues in my own life. I ain't got time to worry about what Time is doing on their magazine cover.
But that's what people are tuning in for your.
They want to know what fucking Quinn thinks about this Time cover. Come on, man.
Quinn is glad they.
Oh, what a fucking! He's getting text from Murray being like, "Shh, shut your mouth."
I'm glad that they picked a woman that you can tell what side is up. Other than that, I don't really care all that much.
What if it was just a normal, everyday, normal woman?
Well, normal women are beautiful.
You're average.
Average woman who would never make the cover of Time with her boobs out.
I would say we should do something to ban Time magazine from fucking.
What about you, Ming? Well, you saw it. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. I always love to hear how you spin things, what you see and what comes out of your head.
I mean, obviously they did it to provoke. And to raise your blood level, especially, and it worked.
Boner level.
They wanted you to take.
What do you think,
know.
though?
What do I think?
Should it be on the cover of a?
I got one word.
Of a magazine where families are buying groceries and they got to come up and see that.
I've seen worse.
Where are you shopping?
I shop at the Hustler store.
I've seen worse.
For groceries.
What about the cover of any? What about the cover of any major newspaper today? War, blood. Protests.
Well, it's natural.
Protests. Protests are
bloody protests.
Remember,
people saying themselves.
Remember, he's from China.
Yeah, people setting themselves on fire. Come on, that's not worse.
What's not
this
worse?
This is beautiful.
War. What paper have you seen where you've seen a picture of quote unquote war that you were like, oh my god, I don't want my kid to see that picture?
I'm sure they're dead bodies.
You know what, man? When fucking Uday and Sade were fucking with their heads blown off, I fucking put that picture up on my fucking refrigerator so my kids can see it.
Yeah, every time they go to eat, look at what we did.
That's what you should be saying. That's what we're fighting
That's
for.
What being American is all about. These two decapitated
that's
fucking ragheads.
Oh, these were the sons of Sodom.
Yeah, I know.
Right? And they got what they deserved.
Didn't they just party, though?
Such a long lesson.
Oh, God.
To teach kids.
They fucking lost like 10 pounds that week. They wouldn't go near the refrigerator.
No, they had some pretty graphic pictures of the bullets in their heads. Do you remember those pictures?
Oh, yeah.
And they made the cover of, and I guess I'm a different person.
Or even Gaddafi. There were pictures of him with his shit kicked out of him. Dragging him out of this little tunnel and shit.
Yeah, so you're saying that you've seen
Long story
worse.
short, there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong
with
it.
That. Actually, me and you know someone who looks kind of like that.
Who?
We do.
Breastfeeds in public. Actually, I saw that picture.
But it's uncomfortable because you have to avert your eyes because, like.
I don't think you averted your eyes.
No, I did because she's so pretty, this girl, and she does. She just busts it out breastfeeding at Kevin's house, and you know who I'm talking about. This girl is a model by trade. And as soon as I saw she was about to do it, I was like, one, I can't trust myself. I'm going to look.
Why should you not look, though? You do that. What are people supposed to do? Like I said, go in the bathroom, close the door. If you don't want people gawking at your pretty tits, then don't whip them out then.
Hear that, boys? Daddy. What's a pretty tit? I'll argue this. Since you're in Kevin's mansion, go into a bedroom. Like, who wants to eat their meal in the bathroom? The kid's like, it stinks in here.
What? Well, how old's the kid? He actually can know the difference between the bathroom.
Well, the mom does. The mom does, right? She's like, Kevin, can't I just use any number of rooms? No. Get in the shitter and feed your fucking kid. Johnson's going haywire over here.
But, Bry, should you feel bad for looking at him?
Yeah, it's pervy.
Why?
Because
she's pervy, why is it got a choice?
It's pervy.
It's natural.
Right, it's natural. It's not natural for me to be looming over her being like, hello, is it lunchtime? Who rang the dinner bell?
If she whipped out a bottle, you wouldn't avert your eyes.
That's true, yeah.
Right?
That's a little different. But also, I could not get it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't look at her and just be like, hey, it's natural. You don't like
Isn't it natural
Go in the
that
fucking
a man
can.
would look at a female's tits?
Yeah, and
Isn't that just as natural as breastfeeding?
It is, but since her husband's there,
that's what they're saying,
and everybody's looking at me,
they're trying to knock down boundaries.
Quit looking at her pretty titties.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying. It's just, hey, it's natural, boys. Well, would you get mad like Debbie Chen whips one out? She's feeding the kid, and I'm like, "Whoa, what's up?"
If your eyes are all bugged out like that, I would.
It looks like I have a thyroid condition.
I kind of would fucking Guinness Book of World Records.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah,
that black lady.
Yeah, I might be like,
if it's anybody, if it's a stranger, is it better?
No, it's not.
But let's say she was doing it on the bus. You couldn't really get angry at someone
That's
who was
usually
like,
where it happens,
who was like
too.
flicking, like, you know what I mean, just like stealing glances at Pretty Titty on the bus because it's in a public place and you can't hold everybody accountable.
Let's say men could do it too.
Okay.
All right. Now this conversation's starting to come back. I remember my brothers being cock-fed by by Edgar at one point.
It's time for daddy's milk.
Yeah.
Let's say it really did give milk, though.
Right.
Do you think men in any shape or form would be whipping it out and being like, "Hey, it's natural, baby. What do you don't look at? You don't want to see
Some
it."
men would, a certain type of man would, but
Right.
Right.
But most men would be like,
not.
"We're not going to whip out our stuff and have everybody gawking at us."
No. Right, but what does that prove exactly?
Yeah, I mean, it's only because it's never been natural. At this point, you would be like, I'm pretty sure that's child molestation. I'm not buying his fucking story that he's feeding his kid.
No, I'm saying, but from the beginning of time, though.
Right.
It was men and women had the ability to give milk.
Cocks gave milk?
Yeah.
Why don't our fucking tits get milk? Like, why is it now relegated to the cock? You're pissing, you're coming, and you're giving milk.
There's no tissue on a men's. There's no place to store the milk in the fatty tissue.
Okay, there's no glands and shit.
So like one ball is
not
titillating milk.
I mean, your kids would have went home hungry, right? You would have been like,
they'd be skeletal and shit.
Thanks.
But would you? There's no way that it would happen. No, I don't know. That's my personal opinion. I don't think men would be dropping their shorts and feeding their kids.
Probably not. But guys aren't nearly as nurturing for the most part, right?
Right.
As women are.
I'll tell you what, that
I'm trying to save us.
Save us. What, this is bad?
No, I'm just kidding.
What?
That would be a cover of Time Magazine.
Yeah. Are you dad enough? Yeah, I do wonder, though, seriously, about like the ramifications of this shit with these kids later on in life, because it is abnormal. It's at least abnormal, like at that age. Like that kid looks like he could be in like kindergarten almost. Like he's a big kid.
Big kid.
Yeah.
You know? And what didn't we? I thought we saw like a show in England, right, where the girl was like 8 or 9 or something, and this lady was not going to be on the cover of Time magazine.
You didn't know whether she was standing up or sitting down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying you don't know if she's standing up or sitting down because Time is calculating everything about that cover.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's so well thought out. Has to be a male boy on the cover. Has to be an attractive mother.
Right. Sex sells, bro.
Uh-oh. Breastfeeding, early growth, and later obesity. Thanks, Pam. Fucking fucked me up.
Well, it's saying less diabetes, less reduced sudden infant death syndrome, less childhood obesity, less allergy diseases. I don't know what the fuck necrotizing enterocolitis is, but less that.
You don't want that.
I definitely don't want it.
What, if you do?
If you get breastfeed, yeah.
Here's some doctor from something on the BBC, the British Medical Journal, says Weaning should occur at 6 months, but it could happen as early as 4 months. They suggest later weaning may increase food allergies and iron deficiency levels. Now, Lily has allergies, right? She's allergic to, what is it? Yeast or gluten? Eggs. You think that's because of the...
no, probably not. My family has a history of allergies.
Yeah?
Yeah. Just passed it down. I'm allergic to tree nuts.
Whose tree?
Tree nuts and and
what's a tree nut?
Like a walnut, a pecan.
Oh, yeah?
Anything that lives on a tree?
Peanut's not a tree nut. Peanut's not even really.
And Lily's allergic to peanuts too, right?
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
That's just hereditary.
I can't believe you're not weighing in a little more, seeing as how your kids were weaned at like 3 years old. You said, right?
Right. And
I thought you would weigh in. I thought you would try to shut Flanagan down over here.
No, I know he's. Come on, he's wrong.
How am I wrong?
Everybody knows that.
How am I wrong?
Why is that? Why is it wrong to breastfeed in public?
In public?
Yeah.
Why is it wrong?
Chicks have been doing it since the beginning of time.
Why can't you? Why do you have to do it in public? What is the need for someone that has to do it in public?
I don't know. You have to ask them.
You can't even say it's natural because, like, so's fucking. You can't fuck in public.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
Go on, Ming, defend that. You lose.
I don't know. That's my own opinion. I don't care. I don't care. I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
It's funny, Walt.
I agree with you. I'm completely neutral. It's like I
really
see that,
don't
I'm
care.
like, whatever. It just doesn't bother me.
You've beaten everybody at the
I think there's more of a deal that people bitch and moan about it.
How did either of your girls see that picture when you were at the store?
No, we've not. We've not.
Won't take her out of the house. So this is off the stands.
Yeah, it's off the stands. We're stuck.
They're fucking boarded up at the house.
Yeah, I puncture all the tires on our car, so we can't go anywhere.
Should I have that little part?
Told the internet is off, and
I think it's the apocalypse.
The cable's been out mysteriously for a while now too.
Windows are painted black, just in case the postman comes by.
I wrote a letter to the school. It's like we're going on vacation.
Yeah. The Flanagan militia. But I mean, would she be like, you know her like your older one,
right?
She sees that you guys are in the line at the grocery store.
Food town.
She sees that.
Right.
What's her reaction? Do you think she doesn't say anything to you because it's?
She probably wouldn't say anything to anybody, but she'd notice it though.
Mm-hmm. What do you think her thought process would be? I think she'd be like, "Oh my god, that's fucking bizarre."
Yeah, I think she'd be like, "That's gross."
Mm-hmm.
Pretty natural reaction, I think.
For a little kid?
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, probably. Unless it's a young Bry Johnson.